Previously on Game Overtime.
Well, Ben, get the coffee on. It's time for us to get on with the boss's most ambitious request yet.
Get on the ground and put your hands where I can see them, now!
Wait, the FBI? What's going on?
I said on the ground, now!
Ben, what's happening? What did we do?
You two are under arrest on conspiracy of committing investor fraud.
Wait, I don't understand. If you just speak to our boss.
I'm afraid your boss has already fled the country. We've already seized his assets, and your names are all over it.
Oh no, Ben, are we going to prison?
Mr. Spencer, turn on Channel 8. You remember that company that infringed on our Xbox trademarks? Well, they've just been raided by the FBI. Wait, what do you mean you already knew? Wait, what do you mean Microsoft have already seized their Xbox ideas? Sir, are you saying what I think you are?
Good. It seems that the game company that ripped us off is being picked apart by criminal investigators.
Does this mean that we can finally strike our revenge against those two who made the game about subtweeting Dracula?
Indeed, brother. It is time to restore the good name of the Draculas for good.
Oh, don't you give me that! This evidence points directly to your involvement.
I don't understand. We just came up with the ideas. We had no idea of any of the offshore accounts or the bird sanctuary.
Wait a second. Who mentioned anything about a bird sanctuary?
Oh,
I don't believe it. Why would the boss have a painting of him and Patrick? Could it be? Who sent this photo?
James, someone triggered the prison alarm. This can't be good.
This is it. I think someone's trying to get to us the night before the trial. What do we do?
I don't know. I think this time we're not going to make it.
And now, the thrilling conclusion to Game Overtime.
Well, the events of the past few months have certainly been memorable. In all my years presiding over cases, this was perhaps one of the strangest, and I certainly hope that remains the case. However, after all testimonies and evidence gathered, I'm confident in saying it's obvious that these two men have been wrongly accused of their supposed crime. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Good. In that case, I hereby declare the defendants not guilty. Case dismissed.
Ben, we did it! We got acquitted!
I didn't think I'd see the day.
A story that has gripped the nation finally comes to a close today, as two employees wrongfully accused of conspiracy of committing fraud were found innocent by the High Courts. The men are just leaving the courtroom now. Mr. Jameson, Mr. Benjamin, now that you can finally walk away as free men, what are you going to do next?
Oh, I think we have a few ideas.
So, do you actually have any idea what we're gonna do next?
Oh, yeah, no. It just seemed like a good opportunity to say that.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
Do you have any ideas?
I mean, not really. I guess, like, outside of coming up with the ideas for video games from vague prompts, I'm not really qualified to do any other form of work.
Same. I mean, we could just do that again.
You mean, like, do it, like, go into business for ourselves?
Well, we do have that compensation money from the case.
I mean, that's true. And, you know, now that I think about it, I did enjoy spending an hour every week coming up with an idea with maybe 30 minutes set aside for general chit-chat.
Yeah, me too.
Now I think about it, we never did finish that idea that the boss gave us nearly a year ago. Do you still have it on you?
Now that you mention it. Dear the boys, I come with great news. I've secured a deal with the biggest name in games publishing. I believe that this is the project that is going to put our company on the map. They want us to take over the development duties of their next big hit. However, this project has been in the works for some time and they've yet to find the right execution for a groundbreaking prompt. Solve this conundrum and I believe our luck will turn around.
Well, Ben, what's the prompt? Ben, what's the prompt? Hello and welcome to Game Overtime. I'm James.
And I'm Ben.
And this week we have been tasked with creating a game without graphics. Ben, I'm going to pretend that people maybe don't remember what Game Overtime is. And I won't blame you because it has been some time since.
Well, I mean, I like to believe we left quite an impact on the world.
I would say so too. Considering what's happened over the past couple of months, I think that it would be quite hard to not know what Game Overtime was, considering it was, in the news and all that sort of stuff. But, let's not... I'd rather kind of put that behind me. But
yeah, but just in case...
Just in case, simple concept...
You've been living on under a rock,
Yeah, let's say that you've been living at the bottom of the sea in a Russian submarine and you've just come back home and you want to listen to some new podcasts and you see this one called Game Overtime and you go, what's it about? What it's about is... I'm James, and that's Ben, and what we do is, every now and again, we are given a strange prompt for a video game, and over the course of about 90 minutes, we basically come up with as many sellable concepts for it as possible. Now, some of the games that we've previously done is a game for birds, it's one that...
a game about, and for, and by birds?
Yeah, pretty much it covered every sort of aspect that it could possibly be about birds, and that sort of led into doing ones about games built around the letter X, a game that could defeat a vampire, a game for... Was it a game for plumbers, or...
a game about plumbers.
It was a game about plumbers.
We really wanted to tap into that market.
That very unsaturated plumber market, which has since gone untouched. So
we then followed up with Killing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
An episode where we had to be the treasure.
That's true. Where you were a treasure who was trying to entice people to come in and, steal you. So we kind of run the gamut of different ideas on Game Overtime, and obviously this episode I think is... Well, I mean, I think we've got quite a decent concept here in regards to a game that doesn't have graphics, but I mean, where do you even start with that? I mean, I know we're in a...
well, let's start with this. Define graphic.
Ooh. Define graphics. Okay, well, I guess anything graphical is anything that...
Okay, so we're not saying like Zork, a text-based game.
No, I think this is...
so this game can be played without a monitor.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. And I think, even because somebody will say, well, if I don't have a monitor, could I use my phone or whatever? No. No visual output at all of this game.
You just need speakers and a controller.
Well, I think we could... does audio have to be the main output for this?
No, we could have HD... the Switch? It's got HD Rumble.
Ooh, see? There
could
we go.
Or, you know what?
What?
We could even have, our own controller.
That's what I'm thinking here.
With 4K Rumble.
Ooh. Oh, that's good. Real...
Yeah.
We could be, the IMAX of Rumble.
Because, you could feel everything in that controller.
I'm thinking, because the HD Rumble, they're showing the ice cubes moving backwards and forwards and saying, hey, you can feel how many there are. This one, you could feel an entire ocean rocking backwards and forwards. Feel all the little boats on it. All the
little fish.
All the fish. Oh, yeah. Whales. You could feel anything from the size of a whale all the way down to the size of a minnow. All in this massive... how big would the controller have to be? I'm thinking if we're doing oceans, it would probably...
Bodysuit.
You're thinking, ooh, okay. So,
okay. Well, we don't... Maybe we could have, different tiers. We could start off, you can have, a standard controller.
Which
maybe
is
a
just your hand.
nunchuck type thing.
It's just a glove.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But, the more you're willing to pay, the bigger you can go.
I'm thinking,
and eventually you get full body, suit.
I think, yeah, and we could have like a buy-in option. Like if you just wanted to give it a quick try, you could buy a glove. Then if you're thinking, I want to feel a little bit more, you could have a bit of fabric that then goes up to your elbow, so like a kind of a glove length one. Then whole arm, then maybe 2 arms, and then eventually your entire body is covered in these sensory outputters. I don't know. Well, we need a good name for this technology.
Okay, well, The
sense suit?
The sense suit.
The sense suit. The sense. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue that sense and suit.
The
tuxedo. Tuxedo.
Ooh,
yeah.
But then people that have only a glove are gonna. Well, I guess we can name each one differently.
Yeah.
Well, maybe have like a brand name.
You could have the grab a glove because it's grab the gloves. You could have the. I
think we need something like a brand name that's cute, fun to say, like Wibble Wobble or something.
Okay.
Like the
I think you've already said it. I think Wibble Wobble is the way to go.
Okay. The Wobble.
The Wobble. Okay.
So you get your Wobble. You can go for the Wobble Tuxedo, the Wobble Grab Glove, the Wobble leg thingies.
The touchy trousers. Yeah.
Yeah, the Wobble touchy trousers, but like Wobble's like the brand name, and it's all under the line of Wobble products.
The squeezy shoes for your feet.
So how about so?
Okay.
We're introducing Wobble technology.
That's what I'm thinking as well. And the best thing about if you're wearing this suit all day, every day, is that like with most people, like the smallest kind of game that you can sort of fit into your daily life would be like an iPhone game. Bit of Tetris here and there. With this, you could be like in a meeting and nobody would know that you're playing like Skyrim wearing this suit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe they would know a lot. I mean, we haven't really covered inputs, have we?
Yeah, we haven't.
Which okay, but that's fine. We can.
I was gonna suggest one thing though.
Okay. What's the suggestion?
I think for the tuxedo.
Okay, the tuxedo.
Or maybe this won't be the tuxedo. Maybe the tuxedo is just full body, not your head. I want one where you wear it on your head, and it's all over your body, and to fully immerse yourself, your eyes are covered.
Oh.
Okay. And like you kind of picture it in your mind.
Okay.
Like you've got the world of
But you can't picture
Skyrim.
it in your eyes, obviously.
No.
But you can picture it in your mind. Okay. Like a totally sensory deprivation suit.
You know how you watch someone play VR and they're out of it. I want that, but they're looking at nothing.
And I think this suit as well, you want people to know that like you don't want to disturb them if they're in the middle of playing a game, because otherwise it's like, if you tap somebody on the shoulder, they're gonna say, was that the tuxedo or was that somebody else? Like, you're gonna break.
That'd be good.
You'd break immersion. So
yeah,
I think this suit should be like bright green or something. Like if you looked at somebody wearing this, you'd go, oh, they're enjoying the latest Doom game, wearing the tuxedo. I'm not going to get involved in that.
Yeah, or because with bright green, then you can also we might have problems if someone wants to like show off our product on the green screen.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah,
if we're thinking about like advertising opportunities, having it be green may lower that drastically.
I see the problem that you might.
We don't want to mess with the chroma keys.
That's a fair point. What if we put big question marks on it? Do you think that would stop the chroma keying from happening?
Can we just put like labels all over it saying please do not chroma key this? I'm pretty sure the technology's advanced enough so that even if it's green, if it has something on it that says please do not chroma key this,
the thing is, technology
it'll avoid it.
Technology may advance, but manners never do. People will look at that and they'll say, "No, I'm not. I'm going to agree with you. If the piece of paper tells me not to do it, I'm not going to do it." So I totally agree with you. That's a good thing. Right, so we figured out kind of what to do with the suit in regards to feedback to you, but what kind of games would make sense for this suit in regards to like how are you going to play them, how are you going to like how's it going to interact with you? I don't know.
Well, okay. So should we handle input then?
Yeah, let's talk about input. How are we gonna go for standard inputs like controllers and stuff, or do
I think that's gonna ruin the immersion.
you reckon?
I think so like sign language.
Yes.
What if we had like a little book that came with it, and you could learn not actual sign language, but like a form of sign language that would input different things.
Okay.
Or maybe depending on the game, there are different inputs.
Ooh, okay.
So like you buy a rhythm game, and you gotta click your finger over and over.
Oh, that's good.
To like, yeah.
Oh, so so that'd be like a jazz game where you'll play as a guy in a jazz club, but your role is clicking your fingers together to keep the rhythm of what's happening. You know the rhythm of what's happening because it shakes through your body like it's coming out of a big speaker system, which wouldn't make much sense for a jazz club, but. I don't know. I think for the amount of feedback that we're getting here, I think that wouldn't be such a bad idea.
And we could have, obviously, for some, you could, if you wanted to upgrade your suit, you could have speakers on it.
Oh yeah, sure. I think audio should be
that'll be
yeah. That's part of the Tuxedo Deluxe. I think that would come with
the Tuxedo sound.
Oh yeah, the Tuxedo sound. That's what we release 2 years into the Tuxedo's lifespan, and we'll make it smaller and we'll make it white rather than making it bulky and silver, which will be the initial version.
And it'll also be able to play Game Boy Advance games.
Yes, but we will take that functionality out of it with the Tuxedo Eye, but we will add cameras. I don't know what the cameras are going to do. But
you could take, it's like, they could be like selfies.
Yeah, you take selfies, but you can't look at them. You get the feel. you take like physical you take like spatial selfies. So like if you saw like if you felt a really nice table and you were like, oh, I want to remember how this feels for a long time, you could do that. And then like when you're thinking, oh yeah, what did that table feel like? You can just run it over and go like, oh yeah, that was good. Like, you go to Bath for the weekend and you go, oh, look at all these limestone buildings. I wonder how they feel physically on the Tuxedo. Oh, let me take a sensory snapshot of that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I like it. Oh,
yeah.
Now, this is... We should get some patents on this.
We can coin sensory snapshot. I do like that.
I do too. Sensory...
It's just like a pattern.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Like you can print it out and it's just like a physical pattern. You can like feel it and we're like, that feels like a nice table.
I'm wondering how you do that. Like, could we build like a printer that rather than printing with ink, it just punches like actual dents and stuff into paper? Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably. I mean, like, this isn't for us to think about.
No.
We'll send this off to the publishers and they'll figure that out.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're only just coming to... they're paying us for ideas, not for...
Yeah.
They just want questions, not answers. They want they want ideas, not solutions. So that's what we're here to come up with, different inputs. So I think regular console controllers and keyboard and mice, that's off the table. That's a bit too...
Well, we can have, like... obviously, if someone's got some issues, they can just like, we can have like controllers that you cost a lot extra.
Sure.
But for people that need them,
well, I mean,
if they've got the cash, then we're willing to serve them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We don't want to lose out on potential customers.
We could sell an Xbox 360 controller or like a Sega Mega Drive controller with it, depending.
Or just like paint over it.
Yeah, exactly. We make them thicker, which makes them gives you more sensory feedback on them.
Yeah.
We could have buttons the size of like fruit pastels, so people know where they're pressing. Good. Yeah, that's what, and they actually feel like fruit pastels as well. Like they got like a layer of sugar on them to give them a bit more grit.
Yeah, and you could like even maybe bite them, but then you'd have to buy new ones.
Yeah, no, obviously. I mean, biting, that's going to be like late game stuff. Like when you get to the end of like a Final Fantasy style RPG, and you get to a boss who the only way that you can physically make damage on him is by eating this controller.
Yeah, he's just a big like jelly monster.
Yeah,
and it turns out he gets inside your controller, and you're like, oh no! To beat him, I actually have to eat my controller whole.
See, this was the sort of thing I think Hideo Kojima wanted to do in Metal Gear Solid 1, but he didn't have.
I don't think he had the tech.
He didn't have the tech. He went to Sony and he said, "I want to eat this controller," and they probably said to him, "I'm sorry, Hideo, but that ain't gonna happen." So
I think the player would die. But maybe with Death Stranding.
Maybe this is the plan with Death Stranding, is that because there's quite a lot of black goop in that game. What if it's actually just licorice?
I still won't want to eat it.
No,
though.
I was going to say that's probably gonna split. The
I think that's put me
place.
off more.
Oh wow! Oh no!
Like I see the black goop and I'm like, I don't want to eat that, but at least I don't know what it tastes like yet.
At least
I see I see licorice. I'm like, no, I'm not going to touch that.
I mean, you know what licorice tastes like, but you don't know what the black goop in Death Stranding tastes like.
Yeah, maybe it's actually really good.
What if that's the twist at the end of Death Stranding, is that it doesn't taste like licorice, but it does taste like Marmite? I think that would be I think you remember when he was saying in Metal Gear Solid 5 that he wanted people to be ashamed of their words and deeds once they found out why Quiet couldn't wear any clothes. I think that I think he wants the same moment to happen in Death Stranding when you can find out what the black goop tastes like. I think this is quite a good tangent because we've talked quite a lot about feedback through being touched and poked through the tuxedo. But could we make a video game where the feedback is taste?
100%. Yeah, no. Obviously, like, have just different tasting parts. And also we can... It's going to cost a lot more because you're going to have to replace the parts.
What I'm thinking,
but that's good for us.
What I'm thinking
is business.
How do we turn the experience of, say, like, a Metroidvania into a meal?
So maybe you some of it's too tough to break. You've got like a gobstopper, and it's so tough. But then eventually you get a point in the game where you get an upgrade. A compartment on the edible controller opens up. And inside is like these metal teeth things, and you put them on. You equip them to your actual mouth. And you can bite into the liquor. You can bite into that gobstopper now.
I was thinking, because we could almost do it like, who needs a console? Who needs a controller for this? I'm thinking you go into a nice restaurant and you sit down and they put all the dishes in front of you, but you haven't got any cutlery. And you say, oh, where do I start? And they go, well, So you start with all the appetizers that you can eat with your fingers. And eventually through one of the appetizers, you'll find like a knife. With the knife, you're able then to break into some of the meals that, you can carve into. And in there, I found a spoon. Right, let's go over to the desserts. Let's see what's in that. But then the desserts... There's something in there for the appetizers, like maybe like a garlic dip. You go, all right, let's go back to the appetizers. Let's see what I've been missing out on. I think
at this point, I don't think we're selling a video game, but we don't need to tell anyone that.
Hey, is it a video game if it has no video? Is it just a game
it's just a game.
I know exactly. Wow. If we're talking about a game with no graphics, are we talking about a game with no video? I think we're breaking some boundaries.
Wait, this is innovation.
This is innovation. This is trendy. We're proving to people that we're not just your regular old video game podcast where we sit down, we bro out, we talk about what games we've been playing recently. Although in about 5 minutes' time, we will be doing that in the coffee break segment.
Yeah, of course.
Please stick around for that. But we're thinking outside the box of what is a game? What does it mean to be a video game and to experience a video game? And I think this is how we do it, by having a succulent 17-course meal that you go through in the style of a Metroidvania.
I do want to ask a question though. So I want to go back to Kojima. And ask you this question, which is, it seems like we're developing the tech. We're coming up with the tech idea.
Right.
We'll probably come up with some games later.
Right.
But we're gonna need more people to actually develop for this, I guess, system.
Absolutely.
So Kojima, obviously, he's gonna see this. He's gonna want in day one.
Obviously.
We'll send him a dev kit, and he can like come up with some garbage game that will make sense to no one except him.
Yeah.
That people will eat up anyway.
Well, I mean, if it is like a game where you eat stuff, then they will literally.
Oh yeah, they will literally eat it up.
Yeah.
Keita Takahashi, I think he's another good one.
I think the guy who made
Katamari.
Roly Ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it translates to, Roly Ball.
I think he'd be on board with this. He loves this sort of thing, I think. Who else are you thinking of?
Gordon Ramsay, I think he'd be on board.
Ooh.
with this.
Yeah, no, see, we can bridge the gap between
Food
chefs and game developers.
auto
Like we could have
chefs and auto game developers. Exactly.
we could have what's the guy Jamie Oliver.
Let's pair up some game developers with some chefs then. So
I think
Jamie
Oliver.
He likes making quick food in a slightly jovial way. Shigeru Miyamoto.
Ooh,
Him and
yes,
Jamie
there we
Oliver
go.
would get on pretty well, I reckon.
I think Gordon Ramsay, and now you're gonna probably think this one's strange. Yoko Taro.
No, I can see that. I could see them
I
getting
think
on.
it makes her a fun dynamic.
I was going to say maybe Yoko Taro and how do you say his name? Something Blumenthal. Oh, Christ, I've totally.
Oh God,
Heston, Heston Blumenthal.
Yeah,
How
that's
can I
it. He's the one that makes all the fancy looking stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, like an egg sandwich, ice cream, and stuff like that. Him and Yoko Taro, I think they want to make you question what food you're eating, but on what games you play. But I don't know what's the Ramsey thought with Yoko Taro.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I just feel like Yoko Taro would be able to take the abuse pretty well because you can't really see what he's feeling.
Because he's always got that big smiley mask on. That's it.
Yeah.
Gordon coming in, telling him he's effing and blinding at him, and Yoko Taro, he could be crying his eyes out under that thing, and you'd never know. He takes that helmet off at the end of the day, and it's just like emptying out a fishbowl. It's just water everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, Yoko Taro has said on Twitter before his favourite dessert is a Sainsbury's strawberry trifle. So, I mean, I don't know what Gordon would think to that, but I see what you mean.
We could have like an indie dev studio working with the winner of the latest MasterChef.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so you could have like the people who make Shovel Knight working with I don't know who did recently win MasterChef.
I have no idea, but like, what you could just like pass them on. Like, oh, this is you're actually, if you win this competition, you're going to be part of Yacht Club Games or Nicholas or whatever.
You got like Food Nouveau, like Japanese French fusion stuff combined with people who make 8-bit style games in Unity. We could have,
obviously you can have like nice sushi chefs working with all the Japanese devs, and
because you could combine dishes with games together. You could have something like Shovel Knight, which is meant to evoke the style of an old-fashioned game, but with modern technology. I mean, that's easy. You just do like a modern version of a prawn cocktail, a food that was famous decades ago, but now zhuzhed up with a modern feel. What's the food equivalent?
Or you built with like ovens, like big modern ovens and modern blenders. I don't know.
I get you.
I don't know.
What's the meal equivalent to Super Mario 64? If I went to a restaurant and I said to them, "I'd like to order the Super Mario 64," what would that look like?
Oh, that's a difficult one. Maybe like white bread. I imagine like white bread was pretty innovative. It's like they brought it out. They're just like, look at this. We've invented white bread. This is going to change everything. These are going to be the building blocks for games from now on.
People couldn't buy white bread in shops, so they're just going to like upmarket like London restaurants, and it's just bon appetit, madame. And it's just a plate which is with slices of white bread on it.
But like, everyone uses white bread these days, just like how everyone uses Super Mario 64 when they start up a game.
That's like, a fair point.
Like, the people working on Super Mario Odyssey, they put Super Mario 64 onto a Switch, and then they like just coloured it in differently, maybe change some of the physics.
Which again, I guess using your white bread analogy would be making a bread sandwich essentially, with the middle piece of bread being like maybe rye or like a wholemeal bread or something.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Obviously, I can tell this is truth because you have the 64 skin in Odyssey.
That's true, yeah. Which I guess.
So like that kind of lends credence to my theory.
I think it does. I think it's surprisingly an airtight theory. Speaking of which, even though we're not technically in the office anymore, I do hear an alarm going somewhere. which I think
Yeah.
means that we're heading.
I think it might be a fire alarm, so I think we should leave the building.
Yes, I think
But-
that's a good idea. We will let these Costa coffee people lead us out, and then we can have our coffee break in the fire assembly point.
Hello, this is Coffee Break.
Welcome
Welcome to Coffee Break.
Yeah. I'm Ben.
I'm James. I don't. Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. So this is where we break character a little, and we talk about what we're doing.
Yes, I'm not actually a person called James. I merely play a person called James on Game
Yeah.
Overtime. Although
His real name is James.
my real name is James, which does make it a little bit easier, you know. But
My real name is Ben.
yes.
But like the character name we came up with, we went into a random generator and got those names out, and it was completely coincidence they happened to be the same as ours.
We were mostly trying to go for, like, how do we make this as natural as possible? Because that's how you lead people into the comedy. You show them, like, a mundane situation, and then you flip it. And that's where entertainment comes from. But we've already explained what Game Overtime is, and we've already explained that we did take a little bit of time off recently to...
A little bit.
A little bit of time, yeah, not too long. Not too long, but... kind of during that time, we've ended up, like, sort of doing different things, and also just took a chance to sort of relax, really, and just get on top of stuff that was kind of in the way. But we're back. I can't say for how long, personally.
Hopefully forever.
Hopefully we may be able to make this last a little bit longer. We're gonna maybe make more of a push to kind of get this in people's ears and, you know, get you listening to us, because I think what we got is we got quite a pretty good podcast. I don't want to sound massively desperate during the coffee break segment, but I think
Rate us on iTunes.
Yeah, make sure to rate us on iTunes.
I keep saying that. I don't know what it does, but like,
I think it does push
do it.
I think it does push us further up towards the top of the iTunes charts.
If you want to share the podcast anywhere, that's good. That helps.
And if you like this content, I mean, I don't think I'll mention the Patreon for a minute. I think I'll leave that quiet for a second. I think we can come back around to that at another time. But what I can say is that we're both on social media, and we're both relatively active, I would say, on both things. But in regards to Game Overtime, that's one way that you can get in contact with us, in regard to, say, if you want to tell us, hey, that was a really great episode, guys. I was listening to it on the way to work, and I chortled so loudly that the bus driver had to know what I was listening to so he could chortle along as well. Or you could say something along the lines of, hey, boys, I thought that was a pretty good episode, but I don't understand why you didn't talk about this or this or this. And in regards to that kind of feedback, you can easily give that to us on Twitter. I mean, I think both...
Our Game Overtime Twitter is @_Game Overtime. I
think that's correct. Yeah, and then I am @HotCyder on Twitter, HOTCYDER.
And I am @HeyItMeBen on Twitter, which is HEY. Oh, you know all those words.
Yeah, you know how to say hey and it and me and Ben. So
yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, what do you do outside of Twitter, James? Where else can they follow you?
I'm also on YouTube. I make a series of videos under the name of Games D, and they cover stuff like, well, it's mostly covering video games, but it could be anything from kind of like how something works or whether something's worth playing. Sometimes I play new stuff, sometimes I play old stuff, and it's not massively analytical. It's more kind of built for entertainment and a little bit of educational purposes as well. So you can find me on YouTube under the name of Games D, which is GAMES D. Very hard to find on YouTube, unfortunately.
If you type it in and it will say, did you mean games?
Yes. Or did
at which point you talk to YouTube and you say, no, I didn't.
Yes, I was talking about Games D, and then they say, okay, here's all these games videos in Deutsch. Please enjoy. But I'm working my way up. That's not going too badly. And how about you, Ben? What is your thing?
You can. It's an option. You can subscribe to me on YouTube.
Yes.
It's Myers Codex. I don't know if it's worth it at the moment. We'll see.
We'll see.
There aren't. I haven't uploaded in almost 2 years.
Yes.
But maybe, just maybe, there'll be something coming. Hopefully this year.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Wow. I didn't ask about that. I didn't know if I was going to ask if anything was on the way, but I'm quite excited now. I'm keen to know what this is. But
Yeah.
you can tell me another time. That's no problem at all. But I don't think it's just us that we want to talk about on this podcast, because as you may have heard in that introduction, there was a lot of voices that weren't ours. And I mean,
yeah.
I did push to say to Ben, I reckon I could do all these voices, but unfortunately, I'm only good at doing two particular voices, one which is my own, and one which is
Matthew
Dracula.
Matosis.
Yes, and sorry, three. Then.
Yeah.
Matthew Matosis is another one. And of course my vampire impression, as you may remember from the episode of Game Overtime.
Can you do a quick Matthew Matosis? Talk about the other people who we need to thank.
Well, Matthew Matosis is.
Yeah. I think they'd be honoured.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first of 6 YouTubers that I would like to thank for the introduction that we did. If you haven't seen a YouTube video before, then I would recommend to pause this podcast, give a listen to one of them, and then come back. This will be going into some light spoilers, so with that, away we go.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. We'll just go over
Okay.
we'll go over them one by one.
Okay.
We've got. Have you got their socials? Do you want their Twitters?
I could probably,
maybe.
I could probably pull up their socials.
Okay.
Yeah, that's no problem.
They'll all be in the description as well. But we'd like to thank. Yeah, actually, you know what? We won't go over everyone's socials here, but we'll have them all in the description.
Yeah.
So we want to thank Zac for doing the voiceover for the
who is
the narration.
Who is Zac Frazier, who makes videos on YouTube. He makes very good videos on YouTube, actually. He did one about Magic Mike XXL, which I genuinely think is a excellent video. Even if you're not
one of the best.
Even if you're not a fan of Magic Mike, I would still say it's worth a look. So if you're looking for him on Twitter, it is capital Z, capital Z, _ FRZR.
Do you want to just leave the ats out and just have them? It's going to take a while if we go through everyone's ats. Is the only thing.
So yeah. Well,
they'll be in the podcast description.
Ben, who else was in this as well?
We also have me and James.
Yes.
I'm just looking through a list. Okay, we've got Jacob or Jacob G.
Jacob Geller, who is also a YouTuber who makes very good content as well. He did a pretty good one recently called "Who is Afraid of Modern Art?" Turns out I wasn't afraid of modern art, but I thought it was a very good video nonetheless.
Whenever I look at modern art, I do kind of get a bit scared. I turn around in the museum, see a modern art, and it startles me. But I'm getting over it.
I think it depends on the modern art, personally. But yes, his link will be in the description below, as well as Forks, who you may recognise on YouTube under the name Bytes, who, like us, he has his own podcast called Byte Club, where every month him and his co-host Jesse go through a different indie game, kind of in length, and it's quite a detailed thing, and it's quite a good listen if it's a game that you know or a game that you don't, because it kind of covers all bases of it. Fork.
Yeah. Those two play the FBI people.
Yes.
And next up we have Jared, who also known as The Playing Field.
Yes,
he makes good. He's a level designer.
He is.
And he makes videos about level design, and they're very interesting and insightful considering he works in the field.
Yes, you could almost say that he is in the playing field of making games. So that actually works out pretty well. So thank you, Jared, for that. Vampire 1 and 2. I'm not really quite sure who did those voices, but they they were certainly something.
Yeah, we got some real vampires in for those.
Yes. But for our judge, we got... I'm going to butcher this name right now, live on air.
Okay. I'll correct you if you get it wrong, because I'm pretty sure I know how it goes.
Trioptimum?
I think so.
Okay. Who does retro histories on YouTube. He covers old games and kind of news stories and sort of secret histories of games and stuff like that. But he does very good work, and I would heartily recommend it to anybody who is into retro games or just kind of the early history of games and stuff. So thank you very much to him for that.
And finally, I'd like to thank my own girlfriend who did the voice of the reporter. You can follow them on Twitter, and they do art on another Twitter, which I'll also link. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you to them.
Okay, and what we usually do in the coffee break is we talk about what we've been up to, what we've been playing, usually. And
Ben, I'm going to ask you a question, because it has been quite a few weeks, months even, since the last time we did a coffee break. So I'm going to ask, what have you been playing in that time? Or more importantly, what has come out during that gap that has been something that you've really enjoyed and want to talk about?
Well, quite a lot. I've played
your E3
a sizable number of games.
Your E3 game of the year did come out during the gap. And
I think it's going to be my game of the year.
Oh, wow. Of course, we are talking about Chibi Robo Ziplash.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Ben, what is your opinion of Artzek's Chibi Robo game?
It was pretty bad.
Oh, dang.
But
Have you played anything
otherwise,
else, then?
yeah, Sekiro came out.
Oh, good.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. It is very good. There's not much I can say about it that hasn't already been said, but it's the combat is amazing. It's
Good.
very fun.
Good.
And it's like, it takes Dark Souls and it's like you can jump, and that's pretty cool.
So what do you do in Sekiro then? Because I have played Dark Souls 1, but I haven't played Sekiro.
You go around, you go to the sculptor's idols.
Yeah.
And
what's the sculptor's idol? Is that like a
it's like a bonfire.
Is it like a bonfire? Okay.
It's just a bonfire.
Okay.
And you go kill enemies. You can stealth a bit.
Okay.
You got a sword.
Oh,
you only got
nice.
one sword.
Oh, okay.
Unlike Dark Souls. And the sword is very versatile. It can do a lot of stuff.
That's cool.
You can like jump on enemies' heads. That's fun.
That's pretty neat.
And yeah, it's got very good sword combat. It's got pretty decent stealth.
Nice.
The stealth is just kind of like if you want to kill an enemy in one shot or knock out an enemy's health bar. It's basically just to whittle down things more than anything else.
But it sounds, I imagine it's probably got more attention given to it than, say, stealth did in Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Stealth in Dark Souls is if you move slow enough, an enemy might not notice you.
If an enemy doesn't notice, if you can clip against the wall well enough, then you may be able to stab an enemy in the back, and that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the stealth's pretty good. But like, I was worried that going in, stealth was going to be just the ultimate option.
Yeah.
But considering just how fun the combat is, I found myself just wanting to go for it. Like, knock out a few of the enemies around the area with stealth and then go in, finish them off.
Ben, I don't feel like you've mentioned the most important thing about Sekiro yet.
What's that?
The grappling hook.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Is it pretty good?
You can grapple to stuff. It's fun.
That's pretty good.
I don't know. You can do it out of a jump. It's not groundbreaking.
It hasn't changed the grapple hook game, is what you're saying.
No, it's changed the level design game because the level design is a lot more layered and a lot more interesting than you get in something like Dark Souls.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's the most important part about the grappling hook and really the faster gameplay in general.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it's a very fun game, a very difficult game, and I played it 5 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you completed it 5 times?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Actually, did I? Oh, no, I might... No, I've completed it 4 times. I'm on my fifth
That's
playthrough.
still quite a lot. That's more
Yeah.
times than I've ever completed a Dark Souls game or any kind of.
Well, it's the most times I've beaten any of the Dark Souls, and I do
Wow.
like the Dark Souls games. So
And there's actually, is there more than 5 Dark Souls games? I guess there is, because there's
well,
Demons, there's the 3 Darks, and then there was
and there's
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, so
I haven't played those two because I don't have a PlayStation of any sort, but I will eventually.
if anybody out there who is a representative for Sony is listening to this podcast, we would love to talk nice things about your new upcoming games, such as Dreams, a editor by Media Molecule, which will allow you to create the things from your own dreams, or even the upcoming Death Stranding by video game author Hideo Kojima. The world is tomorrow is in your hands.
You can also create that in Dreams,
Oh yeah, that's a fair point.
so
Okay.
you don't even need to buy Death Stranding.
Okay, don't bother sending us Death Stranding then. Send us a PS4 with Dreams, and we will say very nice things about. We might be able to recreate some of these prompts from Game
Yeah.
Over Time in Dreams. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, just send us Dreams, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go quickly over so I played a lot of games this year.
Yes.
I'm gonna quickly go through the ones that stand out.
Okay.
Katamari Damacy and We Love Katamari are very good.
Yes.
Especially We Love.
Yes.
They're very excellent and fun, silly games.
Good.
Bayonetta 1 and 2, especially 2, like them a lot. Very fun, cool.
Good.
Ape Out is good. Monster Hunter World, it's not the best Monster Hunter, but it's good. Sekiro good. Messenger, very fun.
Good.
Great Ace Attorney. Translation team are very cool. I'm glad they translated that game for all of us. It's a very good one, and I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Good.
Katana Zero, fun
Good.
and good story. Anything else? Batman Arkham Asylum. It's fun.
Good.
Yeah,
Glad to hear it.
and I'm playing through Arkham City at the moment, and someone forced me to.
I've been working Ben for quite a while to play the Batman games because I think that they're very good, and he's finished Asylum and he's on to City. I'm not sure I totally agree with some of his opinions about Asylum, but that's okay. I find myself he's slowly, as he's learning to like the Arkham games, he is changing my opinions on the Arkham games as well. I'm starting to warm up to City quite a bit actually, which is a shock that has happened. Yet here we are.
Sin and Punishment for the N64 is very good and probably the best N64 game I've ever played.
Ooh.
And I've been playing the Mega Man Legacy collections. 7 is good, 6 is good, 4 is good, 3 is okay, 5 is shit. Well, no, 5's not shit. 5 is very middling. 1 and 2 are shit.
You've also played the Castlevania collection, right?
Yeah. And to 1, 2, and 3, I don't like them.
No.
4 is very good.
Yeah.
Bloodlines it's okay. Castlevania 2 on the Game Boy is actually very good. Surprisingly, Castlevania The Adventure on the Game Boy is the worst Castlevania game I've ever played, and possibly the worst game I've ever played.
Oh wow.
I really hated it. And Kid Dracula is surprisingly good.
Yeah, I feel Kid Dracula's alright. Because this is like the first like actual English translation of that. Oh, I can't remember.
It's the first English translation of the NES version.
Okay. Oh, so they
The Game Boy version has has a translation.
Got ya. But this never came out in the West for the NES. Oh, that's pretty good.
No. Though, like, the Game Boy version is apparently better, which is unfortunate.
I see.
It's just, at least the NES version has more colour.
And just as a heads up, Ben, I don't know whether you know this about Kid Dracula, but he's the protagonist of Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, that's canon.
Yeah, that is canon. When he was when Alucard was a younger boy, he was Kid Dracula, who wore suspender shorts and a big bow tie. So, personally, I don't know why you didn't keep the look going into adulthood. I think it's a fashion statement, personally. But what can you do?
Do you want to know a fun fact?
What's a fun fact?
So, Alucard from the Castlevania Netflix series.
Yes.
His child form in that series, because you see him as a child.
Does he look like Kid Dracula?
You see him as a child in a flashback. They took design inspiration from Kid Dracula.
Oh, that's good.
He definitely doesn't look like Kid Dracula.
No,
I'll give him that.
But does he not look like Kid Dracula though? Does he not have like a big fat Stewie Griffin head and like cartoon proportions?
No, but he does look like a He has some design aspects of Kid Dracula, and I think that's very cool.
That is very cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Cripes. Quite a lot of games have come out. I haven't really played a lot in fairness this. Well, I've played a bit actually. Much like you, I played Katamari Damacy for the first time last year, and it's changed my life for the better. I think it's filled me full of joy at a time where I think I needed it the most. And I haven't played We Love Katamari yet, although
you need to.
I will at some point. I will. I need someone to play it on. Seems to be the thing.
Yes, I use my legitimate PS2, which I definitely have.
Your special PS2.
That I have on my computer.
Yes. Your dev kit for the PS2 that you can plug into your PC. Yes, that's very good. So yeah, I will need to play that at some point. Mostly Capcom games. I played Resident Evil 2, the remake.
I've been playing that.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
What's your opinion?
It's very good.
It is very good, isn't it?
The lickers are fucking terrifying, though.
They are spooky. Did you ever play the original RE2?
No, I didn't. I think, like I've said, Resident Evil 2 is my first... Well, hopefully the first Resident Evil game I beat.
Oh, wow, okay. So
I played Remake 1 as a kid, but it terrified me, so I couldn't keep playing.
Because I was going to say, I think Remake would probably be the nearest thing then in regards to, like... This would be... So, like, Remake is very close to the original in regards to the presentation of it and stuff like that, but this is totally rebuilt from the ground up to be more like a third-person shooter. Although it's not like Resident Evil 4, which is what I appreciate, because RE4 is a very good game. It's a bit too... It's action-packed. Like, it's built more around crowd control and, kicking people in the faces and stuff like that. Well, this is a bit more tense, which I quite like.
Yeah.
Like, they do...
It's good because, like... You don't actually kill many of the zombies.
No, you're mostly trying to put them down because you haven't got a lot of bullets to use, which is quite cool. But
yeah, I've been playing on... I don't know why I did this, because it was very frightening, but I did pick the hardest one, the difficulty. And it's been tense. I've had to like knock down zombies, take a lot of hits, not know when to save, because you only get limited saves.
That's the one thing that I wish that they had done in regards to... I would have maybe liked it if I could play on a slightly easier difficulty, but also still have the ink ribbons, because I quite like that I quite like having limited save slots. It feels a bit more tangible. I mean, that was the thing that I quite liked about the original remake, was that they didn't change the difficulty too much, so like actual combat stuff isn't that bad, but you still have like limited inventory and like limited supplies and stuff like that. But yeah, no, RE2 is genuinely fantastic, and just in regards to like obviously it's built on the tech that they used for RE7, which like that looked excellent when it came out, and this just like feels like it's doing more because it's in third person. It's trying to drive way more graphic stuff. You see an entire human body while you're playing it, and like way more detail stuff. And it looks really good. And like
it's incredibly detailed.
And I haven't got a particularly powerful PC, but I would say that it looks like genuinely excellent. So
one of the things I find really interesting about it, and I know I should have expected this, but like I love that you can tell it's an old game with like the puzzles, and you go on to like a puzzle, and it'll zoom in on the screen and then have like it'll highlight it, and I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint, but it feels retro.
It feels like I can't imagine you've played a lot of like old fashioned games like Myst, but
but yeah, it has that feel.
If there were no enemies in this game, it would feel like, you know, almost like a trapped in a room kind of game, like 999, where you zoom in on certain panels and stuff like that, and you're interacting with it. And like back in the PlayStation, they would do that as kind of like a high quality render, but it would be a still image. Well, this is all real time, which is like kind of bonkers to think about, you know, how far tech has come. But speaking of graphics, high quality graphics pushing performance everywhere, I've also been playing the Ace Attorney trilogy, which RE2 looks good, but I don't know, that Ace Attorney trilogy, when they throw that pot of coffee on Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright's head, I thought, wow, that's like my head. I feel like that coffee pot's coming from me. But No, I haven't played. Well, I played Apollo Justice when it came out about a decade ago, but I can't remember much of then. But I have never played an Ace Attorney game before, so I decided that with the Switch port, I would finally get into it, and I'm glad I did because they're all very good games. Like, I couldn't really say much ill towards them. They are very much what they are, which is half visual novel, half sort of kind of point-and-click investigation games, but not like a LucasArts one where you're kind of moving a character around the screen and stuff. It's all sort of presented from first person, but they're just very good. Like, the writing in them is really solid, which, considering that they're translated from Japanese to English, like, it's kind of astonishing just how well everything has kind of come over and just works. Like, in regards to this, a game that's driven totally by, reading and, characters and what they're saying and stuff like that. But I was also playing that alongside Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, because I was told that if I was enjoying Ace Attorney, I would probably enjoy that as well. So I kind of played both of those back to back. And
do you have a preference? Which one you like more?
I prefer the plot and characters of Ace Attorney, but I prefer the presentation and mechanics of Danganronpa.
Really? So, like, you prefer the trial?
Yeah, I prefer how trials work in Danganronpa because it feels a little bit more gamey. Maybe isn't the right word, but I think the thing with Ace Attorney is that essentially you could spend as long as you want going through each case. Like, you could press every single statement, you could look at every single thing in your inventory, and then eventually like make your thing. But I quite like the time aspects in Danganronpa. It makes you feel like you need to push to make the correct response as quickly as possible.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about that is the fact that I think it suffers in terms of logic difficulty.
Yeah,
I don't think I got stuck in Danganronpa at all, except for one moment in the second game, which is genuinely fucking awful.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to you getting to it so you can moan about it
at some point.
But it is a leap in
logic.
Yeah, but the thing about Danganronpa is it kind of carries you through it, essentially.
Yeah. I would say, especially considering the timing aspect, they can't really make anything as cruel as some of Ace Attorney's like leaps of logic, which, like, on the one hand, I prefer it because it means that it's easier on me, but on the other hand, it means that they can't really... That's what I mean in regards to I kind of prefer the plots and stories of Ace Attorney because the twists in them and I think as well, just kind of the aesthetic of I prefer playing as a defense attorney in what is essentially the real world versus a teenage kid in a Tim Burton spooky school where all the kids are dying, But not enough that put me off the game. Like, I thought that would be the thing that would trip me up, but no, I actually ended up quite liking the characters in Danganronpa 1.
Yeah, I'm surprised because it's like, I know you tweet like at least once a week, I hate anime.
That is, if you follow me on Twitter, Ben is absolutely right. That is something that I do every week, like clockwork. So
I think he actually has it set up on like a timer.
I do. I have my tweet deck is set to tweet out I hate anime on the hour, every hour, midnight on Sunday. So
okay, yeah,
but
yeah,
no, I quite like. I think it's because it wasn't so much that I was thinking that this looks like an anime, but more so like it reminded me a lot of Tim Burton. Which I know Burton isn't everybody's cup of tea. He certainly isn't my cup of tea a lot of the time. But I think considering the story that they were telling, it was probably the best aesthetic they could have gone for. A lot of waifus in it, but which I think is a bit weird considering that they're all teenagers, personally. But,
now, James, welcome to Japan.
Okay. As the man in Binary Domain famously says, welcome to Japan, brother. And I am surprised he wasn't there to say that to me when I was playing Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. So,
but yeah, I love both of these series. I like Ace Attorney a lot more. My favourite is Spirit of Justice, which is actually the last one released. Not the last one released. The last one released is the Japanese exclusive.
The last one released in the West,
32.
I guess.
Yeah.
The last one translated properly by Capcom for the West.
And also the last one in chronologically.
Because the Great Ace Attorneys, they're all
they're back in the past with Sherlock Holmes and all that lot.
He's going to take you back to the past to solve those shitty cases that suck ass.
Yeah.
He's the angry video game attorney nerd.
Anyway, any other games you want to quickly mention?
Any other games I want to quickly mention? No, that's been pretty much it. I can't. Like I said, I've been playing Batman Arkham City recently, just because you've been playing it, and I wanted to remind myself of what it was like. And yeah, ended up liking it a lot more than. Well, I think I really enjoyed it when it came out, because I played it when it came out, and I remember taking to the day off university to play it, and it was very good, and I liked it a lot then. And then with Night, I think I kind of just fell off the Batman series because I was like, they've become a bit too big, they've become a bit too open world. But I don't know, I'm debating whether to go back to Night just to kind of well, I don't know. I tried replaying Night the other before I replayed City, and that was a bit kind of like, oh, this is gigantically overwhelming. I don't really. I need to take a deep breath before doing this, but I
think you'll replay Origins.
I might replay Origins, yeah. I kind of want to replay Origins while after telling you how much I didn't like it. Because that game like I've said to you, that game should have been a slam dunk. It was made by Armature, who are all ex-Metroid Prime devs. If anything, that shit, that's a free kick, essentially. You should dunk that easy, but no, they bungled it, and I'm really upset by that. So. But no, I think that's it for games for me. E3's coming though, so that'll be exciting. But I'm sure we can talk about that maybe next episode.
Yeah, no predictions because it'll be gone by the time it comes.
Yeah, by the time the next episode comes around, we'll be on E3 2020. So.
I just want to say I'm going to throw this out here. And I thought about this prediction one time, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm rolling with it." There's going to be a new Sin and Punishment game. There isn't, but there's my big prediction.
That's your Hail Mary pass. There's going to be a new.
Okay.
If I'm going to go for a Hail Mary pass, then Luigi's Mansion 3 for the Switch is going to have multiplayer, and the other player is going to be Toad.
Okay.
That's my Hail Mary pass. Well,
actually, I think we already kind of.
You know what? That's not mad enough, is it? I need to go a bit wilder with my predictions. Okay. Retro Studios are going to come out and they're going to say, "Hey guys, I hope you liked our new Metroid game that we're working on. Whatever, Donkey Kong Country, I don't know, fucking Lava Land. Check this shit out." And they're going to show off a new Donkey Kong Country game, and people will be like, "Wait."
And who's the new playable character?
Candy Kong.
Okay, there we go. There, sealed it.
There we go. Sealed the deal, baby. Come back in next episode and see how right we were with our predictions.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to take mine one further. The protagonist of the new Sin and Punishment game will be in Smash Bros.
Ooh. And is it going to be Candy Kong?
Possibly.
Okay.
I can neither confirm nor deny yet. Anyway, those are our predictions. They're going to come true.
Seal that in. Ben, play a sound effect of us locking those in.
Okay. There it is.
There we go. Nice.
And now we get back to the episode.
Now we return back to Game Overtime. I would also like to amend a little bit to the end of this podcast because we forgot to do it during our accreditation stage. The theme tune to Game Overtime and the theme tune to Coffee Break were both done by Max. So if you would like to listen to extra music of his, they are all in the description of this podcast. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye. Ben.
Yes.
We've talked quite a bit about this idea for food. We've talked quite a bit of an idea about squeezing your arms in the tuxedo. So let's move on to a different sense. Let's move on to a sense of smell.
Oh.
Now, the only game that I can think of off the top of my head that had anything to do with scent and smells was Earthbound on the SNES. Because they thought, we can't sell this game in the US, this is way too weird. I'd tell you what, let's put in a scratch and sniff panel in the game so when people get to certain bosses, they can give the boss a sniff. And essentially, all the smells were garbage and farts and stuff like that.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, because that's what I think of when I replay Earthbound is, oh boy, I want to know what this pile of vomit and garbage smells like.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells like farts and garbage. That's great.
Yeah.
This game is a classic. 10 out of 10, boys. But
I mean, that is why it's so highly regarded to this day.
That's Retronauts every year. They
Yeah.
always say about what their favourite thing about Earthbound was, which was the scratch and sniff card that smells like farts and garbage.
The only thing I can think of that also did that was Spy Kids 4D.
Does Spy Kids 4D have sense in it?
Yeah, you get this. I think you get this little but I remember them advertising on TV all the time back in the day. They had you open up this little pamphlet and it has all these smells in it for different moments in the movie.
Man, I've seen Spy Kids 1, I've seen Spy Kids 2. They're both alright. Is Spy Kids 3, is it Spy Kids 3D or is it just called Spy Kids 3?
I don't know. I haven't watched any of the Spy Kids movies.
But Ben, have you seen Shout Boy and Lava Girl?
Yes. Someone brought that in as a DVD into class once, and we watched it.
What, in biology class? In maths class?
We sometimes were allowed to bring in DVDs.
That's good.
Yeah.
Boys,
it was in primary school, so...
Okay, we're not going to learn any English today. We're not going to teach you what a conjunctive sentence is. No, today we're going to watch Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy. So sit down and enjoy.
Actually, I know it's unrelated, but I'm going to just read this press release about Spy Kids 4. Okay. Spy Kids 4 will feature 4D aromascope.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there we go. That's
that's the press release. That's
the technology just requires an easy swipe of a finger to emit a scent instead of the scratch and sniff version of Smell-O-Vision that John Waters used for the campy film Polyester in 1981.
That's true. He did. That is something that John Waters did. So yeah.
The film stars Jessica Alba, Jeremy Piven, Antonio Banderas, and Ricky Gervais as the voice of the robot dog. Wow. Man, I tell you what, after The Office, Hollywood just came a-calling for Ricky Gervais, didn't it? Yeah.
How would you like to be the voice of a talking dog?
This is well implemented. Rodriguez admits there will be some surprise and jokes of the odors, but I'm not trying to make anyone sick, he's told the Vulture column. Well, maybe we are.
Maybe we are. Maybe we could make somebody... Because I feel like there's games that make people scared, horror games. Games that make people happy.
Yeah.
Mario games. Games that make people sad. Sad games. But nobody's made a game that makes you want to vomit.
Yeah.
So how do we do that?
Bad smells. Smells of vomit.
Smells of vomit. We could use the that technology that they got on the Switch cartridges that if you lick them, they taste really disgusting.
Yeah.
Smell. I worry that talking about bad smells, I can feel the listeners to this slowly disappearing one by one.
We'll have different warnings on the games for I want to bring this to you. I'm not sure this is legally something we're allowed to do.
Okay.
But we have a feature.
Okay.
On maybe we'll call it the Wobble Tuxedo Pain.
Okay.
And it will have little pinpricks.
Okay.
That will say you take damage in the game.
Okay.
You take damage in real life too.
Oh,
maybe not a lot because I don't know if we'll be allowed to do that, but just a little.
Are you saying that if you die in the game, you die in real life?
I once again, I'm not sure we're legally allowed to do that.
You get people to sign an NDA or something before they play it.
Okay.
If they want to play a game where they're really going to be on the edge of their seat, they got to sign up for this. And if anything, like the old Sky One television program Fear Factor that used to star Joe Rogan, where they make people put their hands in buckets full of scorpions and stuff like that. I can't remember why.
Did anyone die?
No, I don't think.
Well, that's a bit shit then, isn't it?
Yeah, there wasn't any real fear involved. I mean, if you don't like scorpions and you don't want them to sting
it's a bit spooky, but
But I mean, there's cartoon scorpions in Mario games, so if anything, that's kind of I'll tell you what, what's the scary animal or insect that they haven't put in a Mario game yet? What hasn't been tarnished? Because there's spiders in Mario games. Like,
are there any
Goofy
like centipedes or millipede?
Yeah,
no one
Wiggler.
likes millipedes.
Yeah, but
well,
Wiggler's kind of like a millipede, isn't he?
I guess.
Well, no, Wiggler, I guess, is a caterpillar.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah,
if
he's
you-
a caterpillar. He's not a centipede.
Do Wigglers ever turn in? Oh yeah, they are. Yeah, in New Super Mario Bros. You get flying Wigglers, don't you?
They're called. Okay, there is a flying wiggler. His name is Flutter.
That's good.
Because he doesn't wiggle, he flutters.
That's what I mean. Yeah, because at that point you have the Wigglers, and then they go into a chrysalis period, and then they become Flutters.
And he's a talking character in some of the games. I think he's actually playable in Mario Tennis Aces.
What games has he been in? I've never heard of this character.
He's in Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. I think he's in Sticker Star as well.
Okay, so
He's in one of the he's a spin-off character pretty much.
He's a Paper Mario alum, is what you're saying.
You know what? I'm gonna look up the history of Flutter. I'm
Please
curious
do.
now.
I'm gonna guess that Miyamoto isn't a fan of him. He probably said to the Sticker Star team, "You better take him out, otherwise I'm gonna be mad as hell."
He's in some Yoshi games. He's in the first Yoshi's Island. Oh, he's a baddie. Oh.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's a baddie in the first Yoshi's Island.
I can't remember him from the first
Yeah,
I'm
looking at him. He's a bit funny. I don't know if that's the Flutter we know today.
Has he had a change of heart since?
Possibly.
Did he do some time in prison and then realise that he saw the error of his ways? He turned to Christ and then got to join Mario Tennis.
Oh, actually, having said that, he's in all the Yoshi games and he's always a baddie. Damn,
Yeah,
I guess he just maybe doesn't like Yoshi.
I mean, there's lots of people out there who don't like Yoshi. It's like now that you're a fan of the Batman games, as we've talked about previously, it's like Bane.
Yeah.
Bane is a classic anti-hero. Although the fact that after breaking... spoilers for Batman Nightfall from the 1980s here, folks, but he did famously break Batman's back because his shtick was he didn't like Batman so much that he thought, I'm going to break his back. Let's see how we get on with that. And then after that, he was like, oh, what do I do? So he goes, all right, okay, I guess I'll take over Gotham then for a bit. But he doesn't really he's kind of half-hearted about it. And then after that, essentially he just becomes an anti-hero, except he doesn't like Batman. That's his shtick. So which I can kind of get. I don't if you had to ask me if Batman was a real person, do I particularly like? I'd probably say no. I don't like how he's a vigilante.
He's a bit of a bastard.
He's a bit of a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what kind of controller could we make for Batman that he wouldn't have to use his night vision to play?
Okay. Well, he uses echolocation.
Because he's a bat.
Yeah.
That's true.
So we could just have a shape. Or
like a cube or something.
Or okay, so you know in media that you've got the metal that reshapes and reforms and stuff.
Oh,
and blobs that just kind of reform into different shapes and shit.
Wait, what's this?
I don't know.
I'm because I was with you for a bit because you can get that metal that if you put it in cold water, it's memory metal. You put it in cold water and it takes a particular shape and stuff like that. But
I'm talking more fiction.
Okay, so you're talking Terminator 2.
Have you played Pikmin 3?
Yes. Oh, you're talking about the final boss.
Yeah, I'm talking about the final boss of Pikmin 3.
Who is like Terminator 2, who can change into a cube and a sphere and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying that for this fictional superhero character, we should invent him a fictional game that he can play with echolocation then?
Yeah, and it kind of reshapes itself as you play, and you've got a controller in your hand.
Okay.
And you're just kind of you can feel your character.
Could the controller reshape?
Yeah, depending on the section. You could be in a first-person shooter section,
and it's a gun, and then we're in a driving section. It's a steering wheel.
It's like the Wiimote, but it does it itself. You have to buy all those silly accessories for it.
It's did you ever see when they were showing off the Kinects and they were trying to explain what you can do, and they do hologram steering wheels and stuff in your hand to show look, you're driving, but all it is literally doing is just a kid moving his fists up and down he's doing the monkey. So.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Microsoft are onto something. Not that I'm, trying to kiss up to Microsoft or anything, considering what's happened in our recent history, but I think they might have been onto something with the Kinect, because that's something that you use your body to control the game, and I think you could have done so without needing a screen. Like, you could have got some other form of feedback. Almost like that's what the question was that we were asked all the way at the beginning of the episode. But, like, I don't know. Say I'm playing Dance Central. What kind of feedback could I get for that to say that I'm doing well without seeing a on-screen readout?
How about you just get, like... You hear in your ear just a faint, well done, or excellent.
That's really good.
Like, maybe like a nice ASMR experience.
What about an ASMR experience where it's like Dance Central, but you're a 10-year-old girl doing a fashion pageant, and the ASMR is your mum, like standing on the side of the stage shouting,
well done, sweetie.
More smiles! More smiles! Straighten that back!
And, like, if you do that, you get like a... Well done! Or you feel like a nice vibration through your body that's like, ooh, that's nice.
And that's the feeling of you being like, that's like a warm, tingly feeling that, my mum really respects me now.
And like when you watch like a movie and it's a really cool moment and everything comes together and you kind of get tingles, you get like, oh, I'm getting chills, this is really good. What about that, but we actually do it and your suit cools down?
We create tingles and chills in the player.
Yeah, your suit cools down. Oh, there we go. You go into like a lava area and you feel the heat on your suit and you actually start sweating. You're like, oh no, better get through this quick.
I know you said warmer area, but I heard it as llama area.
Oh.
That'd be good. Like if you go to like a llama part of like a petting zoo or something,
and like you feel a bit wet on your arm because you've just been spat on by a llama. There's so much we can do, like so many different accessories.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like really augment your experience. Because obviously you can just get the basic suit, but then you can add the hot and cold functionality, the wet and dry functionality.
Absolutely.
The sounds, and really we're looking to get a lot of profit from this.
Oh yeah, that's what we're trying to cover every base, not for totally capitalist reasons, because at the end of the day, game is an art form. It's not about it's not a product. It's a piece of art and media.
But we are an indie studio, and we do need the money.
We are. This is our first project, and we do really want to keep afloat on this. No, I don't. Ben,
I mean, it's fine because. We say all this, and no one really needs to know that we're doing it, mostly for the money.
Yes, that's very true.
No one, yeah.
And it's not like we need the money, although we do need to cover some legal costs that are still...
Oh, yeah. There's a few outstanding bills.
Ben, we got some minutes left, so I'm going to ask... let's see a little bit of a rapid-fire thing. So, genres. Let's start talking about how we can turn genres into non-visual experiences. So,
now, let me Google some video game genres.
I'm going to throw a couple of us up my head as well. So, fighting game.
Fighting game. Easy.
That's pretty easy, yeah, because you just feel like you're getting punched over your body.
Yeah, and when you punch, you can feel that. That's easy.
Yeah, we could have it so like you have like little air canisters on your arms and stuff. So if you hit something really hard, then like a little blast of air comes up your arm, and you go.
Or like, and to know where your opponent is, because I know that can be tricky. You could have like.
You could have like you could have like a Roomba, like those robots that hoover your floor. Yeah. You could have one of those with like a pole on it, so that's the person that you're fighting.
Yeah,
not that you can see him, obviously. But, but that's how we recreate.
They could be you could feel like blasts of air coming from where they are standing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like little air canisters just kind of blow you in the face. A little bit of water, like if you hit it so hard the blood comes out.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Easy fighting game done. First person shooter.
How about like you got the gun controller in your hand and you're shooting, and the feedback that you're getting is just people screaming. Like, please don't do that. Please stop shooting in here. This is really horrible. Like it's a war game. Yeah, like maybe like a World War II game, but like you can't see any of it. You're just like hearing like
the screams.
Yeah, you are. You're just hearing shouts of like German soldiers or American soldiers, depending on what side you're playing on. We're not going to judge here if it's whatever you want.
I think in all of these games you do play as a blind person to like really I think it's to immerse you more.
Or maybe
if you
not
know that
blind
also
person,
your
but-
character can't see.
But maybe it's at night, and like you don't want to put your light on because then people will know where you are. So you got to play in the dark, like. So
like, yeah, basically we'll come up with a different excuse for every game why your character can't see anything.
And then you have a mini game where you're trying to figure out what rations are still good. So you you sniff them and like, oh, some smell like.
And then you bite them.
And it tastes like corned beef.
Yeah.
We're gonna create tech. We're gonna create corned beef tech.
And one of them will give you illness.
Ooh, yeah, but you won't know until after playing it, and then you'll get a womp womp sound effect.
and that won't hinder you in game. It'll hinder you in real life.
And that's what we're trying to do, because games are artificial constructs anyways. We're basically saying it's like, tag, you're it. I mean, in any other situation, you're not it. But in the game of tag, you have agreed to the rule set of, if I am tagged, then I am it. That's the magic circle that we're talking about. But go on. We're breaking out of the magic circle here. We're actually making it so that if you are tagged, you are it. Like, this is reality. If you are made ill by the game, then you are ill in real life. If you have been made wet by the game, then you are wet in real life.
We keep pushing towards more immersive experiences, and I think this is the next step, obviously.
I think people are trying to chase... I think this is what the question meant, because I think whoever this publisher is, they've seen the writing on the wall, which is graphics can only get so realistic. But
I think it's Bethesda.
You reckon it's Bethesda, do you?
I don't remember, but I feel like it's a Bethesda.
Is it because that on the piece of paper it's got a picture of what's his face? What's John Skyrim called?
Todd Howard.
No, what is that? What the character's called in Skyrim? Is he called Todd Howard?
I think you can name them. Dragonborn.
Oh, Todd Howard the Dragonborn.
Yeah, Todd Howard the Dragonborn.
Okay. Oh, the Dovahkiin.
Dovahkiin. There we go. Yeah.
Todd Dovahkiin Howard. Yeah, there's a little picture of him in the corner. So actually, yeah, you might be onto something.
Yeah, I also think it might be because they don't have any games to announce at E3 this year.
And I also think it's because they want to port Skyrim to more technology, and unfortunately, like, there's no game console that doesn't run... I mean, they've even got a Game Boy Color version coming out this year, which, I mean, I've still got my Game Boy Color, and I'm looking forward to playing Skyrim on the Game Boy Color, but... So, I think this is, like, the next frontier for them. Like, VR, you can't get any more immersive with visual-wise, but your eyes are only one... They're only one sense when there's so many more that you be over. Like, imagine eating soup in Skyrim and then tasting the soup in real life.
Oh, that'd be good. But just so you know, though, if you don't see this technology at Bethesda's E3 press conference, it's because you can't see it.
Yeah, of course.
And
I mean, that's the point.
That would kind of go against what we're trying to develop. You might hear some faint whispers throughout the crowd about it. Like, you'll get a feeling that it's there.
You'll be watching it on YouTube, and it'll come up with a little prompt to say that unless you got the right hardware, you're not going to be able to fully appreciate this. You won't be able to look at the Wolfenstein Youngblood demo and just feel a nice tickle on your neck every time somebody gets shot. So, Ben, other genres.
Racing game.
Racing game. You feel the rumble of a car on your thumb to let you know that you're on the road. You feel some wind in your face,
and then you
smell. And if you burn the clutch, you smell that.
Yeah, if you go off the road, you are like, there's like a little pouch underneath you that's like an explosive, and it will just explode. It won't kill you. It'll knock you over probably.
Yeah, it'll really hurt.
You have a sore bottom.
I'm thinking of an RPG, but I'm thinking of like old style 2D RPGs where you have like an overworld map. But how do we
shit ones?
Yeah.
How would we do that is a question.
Like maybe you feel like the little fella like walking over your body.
Oh, that'd be really good. Like, so you have a controller in your hand, and you actually make him walk around your body.
Yeah.
You can be the world. Oh, that'd be really good. There'd be fun puzzles where you're like, oh, how do I get up to the head? And you gotta like bring up your hand.
Ben, how
pop
would you
him on your
feel
head.
if you could be the Metroidvania?
That'd be amazing. You know what? There we go.
Ben,
I think that's
a launch
title.
Like speed running and finding new entrance.
Oh, I am.
What if you could put like your hand on your knee and that's a shortcut?
Oh, that'd be great. But if you're not careful enough, you could splat yourself against the knee.
Yeah,
and die. I think. Oh, this is excellent. I think this is a launch title right here.
Okay, so we have a double jump power up. That makes sense for that.
Okay.
Ice beam would be good for a Metroid game because whenever it shoots, you feel cold in that part of your body.
Yeah, and you can feel like all the enemies walking around on you as well.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I like it. See, that'd be good for like a Space Invaders game as well because you just feel really itchy, so you have to go around shooting all the itches.
Or like you could like shake your arm, maybe knock a few enemies off. If you're not careful, you could fall off.
Oh no.
This is very good.
I like all these ideas.
Yeah. One of the bosses could physically injure you. Just over and over until you beat him.
Yeah, but you can't beat him yourself. You have to do it via the little game character because that's the magic circle. Those are the rules that you're agreeing to. Is that our game can beat you up unless you beat that in game. Same with a character action game. You play Bayonetta on your belly. That'd be nice. Do some witch time and some kick flips and stuff. I don't know, what does Bayonetta do? She doesn't do kick flips, does she?
She does like boost kicks.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And shoots people with a gun feet.
I'm thinking like when she cartwheels and stuff with a gun feet.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That would feel nice.
Yeah, you'd feel it.
Yeah, I'd like that.
And then maybe she'd like be cheeky and touch your crotch a little.
Oh no.
Ben. I know. But like it's Bayonetta.
You know how we only had like a few people listening left after talking about all the smells? They're all gone now.
True.
They're all long gone, sorry, Ben.
That's Bayonetta though. Like it pushes boundaries.
In fact,
she is a cheeky lady.
She's if you look up cheeky in the dictionary and there is that picture of Bayonetta 2 winking.
Yeah, the character Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, the character Bayonetta 2, no relation to Bayonetta 1. So,
okay, I think we've got it.
I think we have got it. I think we've nailed it, son. Like sports games, that's easy. You just make it feel like you're playing golf. Maybe add some people like whispering around you because you can't talk while you're playing golf because that'd be a bit rude.
Yeah. Maybe you got to shout 4 sometimes though.
Oh yeah. Oh well. I mean, the ball doesn't move unless you do that, but that's like real life. The ball doesn't move unless you say 4. In the actual game, that's how you unlock it from the tee. So it's just a little bit of golf knowledge for you there. Hope you like it. Yeah, I think we've nailed this one. I think we got a couple of good ideas.
We've come back and we've demolished it.
We have. It's been a while, but we've smashed it. We've knocked it out of the park. I thought we'd be rusty, but no, we got this. So let's go over them. What were some of the ideas that we had?
So we're going to incorporate all of the senses: smell, touch.
So we got the Touch Cedo.
Yeah,
that's our flagship platform for our new games.
Our company. Well, not our company, but like the brand name is Wobble, and I think that's quite good. Yeah, I think it's good because everyone's going to want to say it. They'll just walk around the street saying wobble wobble wobble, and then you'll have bystanders coming by saying like, "Oh, what are you talking about? Why are you saying wobble over and over?" Wobble. And they're like, "Oh, it's because there's new tech," and then they buy the wobble.
What if I'm gonna throw one tiny idea out while we still got some time? But what if you're wearing like the full body suit and like it can kind of like and it can push against your body to make you do stuff? What if, like, how the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube had, like, startup screens? What if our startup screen was managing to make the person say wobble?
Oh, that's good.
Like
Ratatouille.
Like you're piloting them like Ratatouille.
And eventually, I think, okay, we've got to cut this part out, obviously, but, like, eventually I think we could, like, introduce technology to, like, just control people in general. Make them log into their bank account, just send us some money.
Maybe commit some crimes and stuff. I mean, ever since I've been in prison, I've got like a real taste for actually committing crimes.
Yeah, no, Jake in the prison kept telling me about all these cool ideas he had.
No, I know. I might follow up on some of them, but either way, let's So the Touch Cedo, that was one. Chefs and Game Auteurs, that was another one. We're gonna make a Mealtroidvania.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, see, I didn't even have that one in the back pocket. That just came right off the dome.
Yeah.
So, We're going to have different genres that are going to be covered in the games that we're playing.
Of course. There's going to be, I think, we talked about it briefly, but there's going to be technology built that makes things reshape around you.
Oh yeah, that was kind of more fictional.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. The science boys will figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's future thinking. That's for that's for the Tuxedo Eye.
The 2022 Tuxedo release will have that, I think.
Just in time for the Final Fantasy VII remake. Oh, got that joke in there right in the last minute.
There we go.
I hope we get another episode out before that releases.
God, I really hope they don't announce it's coming out this year.
I know. I think, yeah. All good. So, I've been James, and that's been Ben, and we usually say something at the end of every episode of Game Overtime.
Yeah. James, before that, I think there's a problem. I smell smoke.
Oh no. Was it?
Did you? Oh, I think I left the kettle on. A bit
oh my god!
While we had the fire alarm earlier, I know. About it.
It wasn't even our kettle because we've been sitting in Costa Coffee since this morning.
I went in there. I think there is a fire.
Oh my god! Well, Ben, what are we doing? Why have we been sitting in here while this table's been on fire?
The microphone, we can't move it.
Oh shit! Oh.
Okay, we'll just quickly. Oh god, what is it? Omne opus non ludere? What does it mean, James? What does it mean?
James is dead at this point because he's been set on fire. Unfortunately.
I think if he was here, he'd probably say it was Latin for "stay safe, fires cause forest." No, don't. Something about forest fires. Goodbye.